What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video your girl is here to bring you another video in my Fragrance Friday series. It has been a while since I have talked to you guys about fragrances on my channel, and just because it's been a while since I've talked about it does not mean I have not been thinking about them day in, day out, trying new fragrances in the background, buying new sample kits, all of that and anything in between. So I did just want to come on here and talk about some of the fragrances that I've already picked up, already had in my collection previously, that I will be focusing in on spring and in summer. I do find that even though some days I may want to smell like a fall goddess randomly in the middle of spring and summer, typically these are going to be the fragrances that I'm going to reach for in the spring and summer. And I thought it'd be really cool to kind of show you guys this capsule collection on camera. So in the event that you are interested, let's get into it. Alrighty, so there are quite a few fragrances. I have 17 fragrances that are full body, or I have picked up some form of amount of it that I want to talk about today. I'm going to start off with some that I would actually like to get through. For one reason or another, I'm just over having them in my collection, and I'm really going to target them this year in the spring and summer. So let us get into it. So the first one that I want to talk about is this one that I've actually been targeting currently, and this is the KVD Saint perfume. This is said to be in the floral family. It is said to be a warm floral with vanilla, musk, and jasmine. Unfortunately, this is not available on Fragrantica, so I can't really give you guys any more notes than that. Honestly, there are a couple of reasons why I want to get rid of this. One, it just doesn't smell as good as it once did. I think I am a little bit more sensitive to jasmine than I once was, and so for me, it's just a little too stark to my nose. It's just a little bit too much. And then on top of this, I find that actually in my medicine cabinet, under where I actually hold this, there is like, I wouldn't even say oil, there's just residue that seeps from this bottle. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it happens, but it does. And I'm over it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not particularly in love with the scent anymore. And then on top of it, the fact that it's like dripping and leaking, it's just not for me. I tend to try and put this on at least once a day, either at the day or at night. It just depends. And what I'll do is actually I'll put it on, I'll let it kind of seep into my skin, if you will. It sounds really gross, but that's what I do. And then I will actually apply a fragrance that I like better on top. I know that may seem wasteful to you all, but just that how strong the jasmine is, I just can't stand it. And I don't dislike it enough that I want to get rid of it, but there are some fragrances that I actually like mixing with this one to make it, one, last nicely, but also make me actually want to wear it all day. So that is what I will be doing for the next so many months. I will be actively trying to finish that product up very quickly. I'm just over it, and you know, I'm thankful that I was able to pick it up. I went through a small travel size, and then I went through that one, but I'm over it. I am over it. The next one is actually one that I picked up last year, so it's really surprising, and this is Penrose Secret Genius. I just want to get some more use out of this. I want to more target it. It's a really pretty scent. So this one, the top accords are sweet, caramel, vanilla, woody, powdery, balsamic, and there is some chocolate in here. For the notes, we have caramel on the top. In the middle, it's white chocolate. Base notes are Madagascar vanilla, sandalwood, and cedar. And for me, it smells really nice. It smells like it's something that I could get away with in these first couple of months of spring, while we're still kind of getting, one day we're getting spring, one day we're getting winter type of situation. I think I can pull this off. I just think that this could be more or less like a all year round scent. And because I did, like I said, pick it up last year, I do want to get some use out of it. I don't necessarily want to just keep picking up fragrances and not making a dent in them. So that's why I kind of have this in my "you're going to target her" section of my medicine cabinet. But first is definitely that KVD. That KVD, that is getting completely finished, and some of these other ones I just want to get more use out of it. The next is actually a travel sample. I picked this up quite a few years ago now actually, and I just really wanted fragrances at this point, and I just went around smelling a whole bunch of travel samples, and this was cute. It was in the clearance section, so I was like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna pick it up. So the main accords are lavender, musky, aromatic, citrus, white flower, fresh, spicy, powdery, fresh, floral, and green. And then the actual notes are just neroli, lavender, and musk. I do find that this is a really, really beautiful scent. I really do enjoy this scent. The only reason why I have this in this section is because I detest rollerballs. I detest them. I don't like them at all. I have seen one or two people actually convert a rollerball product into an aromatic spray. So I am still considering, I need to just go ahead and do it, picking up a spray to switch some of these rollerballs. If I can do that, this will be something that I'll just want to get use out of, not necessarily finish. But if I cannot physically open up this packaging, I do just want to get rid of it. I don't like rollerballs, and I don't want them to sit around and actually turn. I want to get my money's worth out of it. So that is that. And so those are the three that I'm like fully trying to just get rid of or really get a dent in for one reason or another. Then I have my Jo Malone Sense. So you guys know I love Jo Malone. You guys have seen it, and let's get into my collection. So the first one that I think is beautiful and perfect for spring and summer is aromatic is wood, sage, and sea salt. And this is, the main accords are aromatic, marine, salty, citrus, musky, herbal, soft, spicy, floral, and aquatic. And then the notes are sea salt, sage, grapefruit, musk, mallow, and sea wood. For me, I don't even smell that grapefruit at all. Which is really, really good because I'm not a huge fan of the smell of grapefruit, but I really went through like 2 or 3 samples. I decided I was just going to go ahead and make the splurge for the 1 ounce, and I'm really, really happy I did. I think that really spring and summer are the times to really let your Jo Malone fragrances really make their day. And I do have another fragrance that I think is going to really be able to bring out the salt in this one, so I'm really excited to pair those two together and see how I like them. So really, really excited about that. So the next one I actually got a coworker hooked on, and this is Jo Malone's Nectarine, Blossom, and Honey. And these main accords are fruity, sweet, green, powdery, fresh, and white floral. Then in the actual notes, we have on the top green notes, black currant, petite grain. Then we have in the middle notes nectarine and black lotus. Then in the base notes we have peach, plum, and vetiver. So I find that I really enjoy peach fragrances, and this is just beautiful. I literally had to stop and tell my coworker she smelled so good. I asked her what she had on, and she literally had this on. This just left such a beautiful scent trail when she passed me. I cannot wait to actually wear this myself. These are, like I said, the months that I'm going to be reaching for these scents. They just are light, but they also give you enough oomph that to me it just works out pretty beautifully. So I cannot wait to try or put those two on. Next, I have another Jo Malone, and this is English Pear and Freesia. The main accords here are floral, fruity, sweet, rose, aquatic, musty, fresh, patchouli, green, and powdery. And then the actual notes on this fragrance, top note is pear and melon. The middle notes are freesia and rose, and then the base notes are musk, patchouli, rhubarb, and amber. And that's interesting. I didn't think I'd ever smelled rose in this. But you know what? Now that I've seen that in the notes, and then also I've been trying some other fragrances in the background that straight up just have rose, I can actually smell it in here. I really do like it though. It'll be interesting now that I know that there is rose in here, how much I like it on my body. Previously I just smelled the like pear situation and I loved that. So either way, really excited to wear that this season. And then the last one that I'm actually really excited to wear this season, and I've actually already got a dent in it from wearing it previously. So the main accords on this one are yellow floral, warm spicy, powdery, sweet, aromatic, floral, vanilla, and amber. And then the notes, the top note is cardamom, the middle note is mimosa, and the base note is tonka bean. We all know that sweetness is coming from that tonka bean, and this smells delicious. Honestly, I think this is going to be the one that I run through the quickest, and I'm ultimately going to have to go ahead and pick up the big size bottle. I've been trying to be smarter with my purchasing when it comes to fragrances. As you guys know, I enjoy trying new fragrances, but also, you know, getting certain fragrances for my collection to at least wear for that season and potentially pick up for like lifetime lengths of seasons, if you will. And I think this is going to be the one that's going to be the lifelong season. It just smells so good, and I can deepen this up or just feel content enough to wear this not only in these warmer months but also in the cooler months too. So yeah, either way, that is my collection when it comes to Jo Malone thus far. You know, I may pick up one or two other ones, but I think I feel very content with the amount of Jo Malone scents that I have. So I have two other roller balls, so let's dip into those really quickly. These are both ones that okay, so this one is Elizabeth and James Nirvana Black. The main accords are woody, powdery, vanilla, violet, warm, spicy, and balsamic. And then the notes in this fragrance are sandalwood, violet, and vanilla. And I think you can pull this off in the summer and the winter. I mean, the summer and the spring. But you definitely want to do it at night. And because once again, this is in a blasted roller ball, I really just want to try and get the use out of it that I can while it's still good. Like I said, if I can pop this into an aromatic kind of spray, I know I'll get through this very quickly. It doesn't take me long to get through these travel samples to really see if I like the scent or not. It's just the fact that because it's in a roller ball, it actually does not disperse enough on me to really get through it, if it makes any sense. So yeah, that's one that I would like to use towards night if I go out at the night during this season. I do just want to dive into that one. And another one that I don't find anybody actually talking about, but I actually enjoy it, so I wanted to go ahead and reference it, is the Calvin Klein Deep Euphoria. So for Calvin Klein's Deep Euphoria, the accords are rose, woody, fresh, spicy, patchouli, warm, spicy, floral, fresh, musky, aquatic, and aromatic. And then the actual notes, there are quite a few. On the top, there is white pepper, cascalone, mandarin leaf. Middle, there is black rose, peony, geranium, and jasmine sambac. And then the base is patchouli, woody notes, and musk. Now for me, I really don't smell that complexity. It just smells really good. It just smells very fresh. I do get that aquatic and I do get that floral. So I think that this will be yet another fragrance that I would really just like to work through during these summer and spring months. I think I can get through it. I was able to get through 2 travel size sprays during winter without even trying really. So I would love to get through some of these more travel size fragrances as well, just because I hate rollerballs, and I know that about myself now, so I do not pick up any rollerballs, period, the end. Okay, so now everything else is in a full bottle. Let's get into them. My most recent purchase from this whole collection is this one right here, which is the Too Faced Better Than Sex fragrance, and this is fruity, woody, tropical, powdery, fresh, sweet, patchouli, amber, warm, spicy, and citrus for those accords. And then for the notes, you have top passion fruit, peach, citrus, lychee. Then middle, you have rose, jasmine, orchid, magnolia. And base, you have patchouli, amber, musk, sandalwood, and cedar. Those are quite a few notes in there that I just really enjoy. I was really appreciative. The lady that I actually picked this up from, she was very concerned. She was very concerned that I was making this purchase, and she was like, have you put it on your skin? Because it smells different on the skin than on paper. Let's spray it on your skin, let's let it absorb, and then you make sure you really like it. And I was like, yeah, I like it, give it to me. And she was like, well, you can't say I didn't force you to try. And she did. She really forced me to make sure I really like this. Because I find I don't have a lot of spring summery scents that smell specifically like this, I wanted to pick it up. And like I said, it was celebrating a workout goal that I accomplished, and I'm really happy to do that. So yeah, it's really nice. I definitely smell a lot of those fruits. And yeah, it's nice. I mean, you know, the name, I'ma just leave that there. So the next one is quintessentially for me summer. All of these other ones I think I could get away in spring and summer, but this one I will only pick up when summer truly gets here. So I'm really excited. And this is Tom Ford's Eau de Soleil de Blanc. So the main accords are citrus, white floral, coconut, sweet, vanilla, tuberose, green, aromatic, amber, and yellow floral. Then you get into the notes. You get bitter orange, neroli, citron, bergamot, pistachio, petite grass, cardamom, pink pepper, and caraway. For the middle, we have tuberose, Tenasian orange blossom, ylang ylang, jasmine, and galbanum. And then for the base notes, you have coconut, vanilla, tonka bean, amber, and benzion. Honestly, this, it literally smells like the sun in a bottle. I cannot get over this. I cannot get over this. I know that I am going to run through this summer. And after that, this is going to be a staple in my collection. I only have the 50 milliliter. I will 9 times out of 10 be picking up the 100 milliliter, probably through Beautylish during their second gift card event after the summer, during the winter, to prepare for my next summer, because this smells so good. It literally smells like sun in a bottle. Next one I want to talk about is Rihanna's Rebel Floor. The main accords are fruity, sweet, vanilla, coconut, powdery, patchouli, musky, woody, lactonic, and amber. And then for the actual notes, we have peach, plum, red berries for the top. Middle, we have coconut, tuberose, hibiscus, and violet. And for the base, we have vanilla, patchouli, musk, and amber. Bro, so I have had this for a month, not even a full month. I am already down to here. This smells so good, so good. I will definitely be picking up the bigger size from Fragrance Net after I finish this one, though. I don't want to pick it up now and then just have it sitting around. I do want to actually finish the size first, and then I will pick it up. I can't, it just smells so good. I get all of the fruits in there. I don't get any lactonic notes at all. Maybe that musk, I definitely do get some of that, but oh my gosh, it smells so good. I don't have a lot of celebrity scents. That's just, you know, I was talking to a coworker about this. When celebrity scents were like a huge thing, I was into Bath and Body Works, and I just, you know, the level of expense that a celebrity fragrance was at that time, I ain't had it. I had Bath and Body Works money, so I didn't get into these. And then afterwards, I just kind of was over fragrances for quite some time, and now I'm back in them like ain't nobody's business. And let me tell you, this is good. Out of all the celebrity fragrances and all of the kind of older fragrances that I have picked up, this one, check it out for spring. I'm telling you, check it out. Low-key, that could be like a signature scent. I think you could get away with that all year round. Okay, so one that I picked up 2 winters ago, and I smelled it, and I think you could pull it off in the spring, so I'm gonna try and do it, is Chloe Absolute Nomad. So the accords are mossy, woody, earthy, aromatic, fruity, green, powdery, musky, sweet, and balsamic. And then the notes. The notes are Mirabelle in the top, middle is oak moss and nirvana, and base are sandalwood and musk. And I think that those top notes of that Mirabelle really, it makes it for this, and I cannot wait. I had to stop myself from spraying more of this because honestly I did not want to buy another full bottle. I picked this up through like one of the old Sephora renewal kits, and I just didn't want to buy a bigger bottle, but I might have to if I go through this these last couple of seasons. So we'll see, but that Mirabelle is just like a bright, fresh citrus, very kind of not, I wouldn't say it's like orange and I wouldn't say it's like tangerine, but it definitely is like a cousin to those two, if that makes any sense. Okay, so the next one is one I feel like I've talked about in way too many videos at this point. This is the David Yurman Exotic Essence, and the top accords are woody, powdery, amber, fruity, vanilla, patchouli, musky, warm, spicy, sweet, and balsamic. Then we have the notes. So in the top notes we have peach and mandarin orange. Middle notes we have woodsy notes, patchouli, rose, and lila. Is that a word? Lily. We have lily. And then in the base notes we have amber, sandalwood, vanilla, and musk. And for me, it's the top notes that really make this something that can use in the spring. I have worn this in the winter and I loved it. It kind of got me prepared for this season, and I can't wait to really dig into these next 2 seasons. It smells bright, but with some depth in there. So it's definitely not as bright as the Tom Ford. The Tom Ford is literally sun in a bottle. This one is not as bright and sweet as this one, but it's like a, you know, the step cousin that doesn't get as much attention as Tom Ford. But it's good. It's good. It's good. Okay, 3 more to talk about. Okay, so this one, once again, people may not think that this could be pulled off, but I think it will be able to. And this is the 5th Avenue Royale from Elizabeth Arden. In the main accords, you have leather, woody, patchouli, fruity, musky, alcohol, sweet, warm, spicy, powdery, and earthy. And then the notes. So in the notes we have liquor, raspberry, orange blossom, Sicilian bergamot. In the middle notes we have patchouli, olibanum, atlas cedar, cypriol oil, or cypriol oil. And then in the base notes we have suede, amberwood, labdanum, and musk. And for me, even though all of those notes are really dark and savory, there's something uniquely slightly sweet about it. It's probably from the liquor and the raspberry and that bergamot, those 3, and then of course the orange blossom. That top layer gives you some sweetness to it, and then the next 2 layers kind of deepen it up a little bit. So once again, I think this could be pulled off during the night. Or even, if it's like maybe like a doom and gloom day, but still during the spring and the summer, this may be a fragrance to reach for. So I am excited to see if I do actually reach for her during these next 2 seasons. And then second to last, I want to talk about a Dior fragrance. So I'm not positive this is the right one. I think it is. So let's go with it. So the top notes in this are fresh, spicy, citrus, amber, musky, lavender, herbal, anise, soft, spicy, vanilla, and aromatic. And then for the notes, We have bergamot, Sichuan pepper, lavender, star anise, nutmeg, ambroxan, and vanilla. I'm pretty sure this is the version. If not, I will have the right version on screen. This reminds me of something from my childhood. Distinctly like childhood. When I was in Charleston, maybe somebody I knew that back then wore this. I don't really know, but it smells really good. Or maybe it's not even that. Maybe I'm mixing this up with like this. Okay, there we go. This reminds me of the quintessential department store scent that you smell. Like that scent that you just walk in and you're just like, huh, this is it. But I think that happened because it was just so strong and it was just so apparent. Whereas it smells good to me. And I enjoyed it so much that I picked up the full bottle. I believe this was one that I picked up from like one of those Sephora, coupon sets or whatever. So yeah, I definitely am enjoying it. And I think that this would be a really nice one to wear like to the beach or something like that. Maybe even to work. It just seems like a basic Betty scent that will work in the spring and summer, and I do want to get some use out of it. Like I said, I did pick it up I believe last year, and now it's time to get use out of her. And then the last one, but of course certainly not least. So once again, probably something people would not recommend during this time, but I'm going to, and I'm going to say that I'm going to wear it. So we'll see. The main accords are amber, woody, sweet, musky, and vanilla. And I didn't say what this is. This is Juicy Couture's Majestic Woods. And then for the notes, in the notes we have woody notes, ambroxan, praline, amber, and tonka bean. And once again, I don't mind something that has some depth in it. Even during the spring and the summer, I don't mind that. No, it's not going to be my signature during this season, but I would actually pick this up. And I think that between that tonka bean, it really is like the powerhouse, kind of really projecting the scent there. And those other ones are just layering it around. I'm pretty sure praline is a sweet scent as well. Or sweet note as well, and it just all comes together to be really, really nice. It's actually been intriguing going through and talking about all of these scents, actually looking at the notes when I smell it. I've now seen that I've actually tried some scents that have ambroxan in it. I always wondered, what does that smell like? Clearly I like it because I have one or two, I think two in there that have ambroxan in it. So yeah, now if you had to ask me, sis, I need one for spring, I need one for summer, what would you recommend? Honestly, that would be hard. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna recommend 3. I can drop it down to 3. I can't drop it down more than that. Let me get the right one. Okay, so one for spring I would definitely say is Jo Malone Mimosa and Cardamom. It just smells so good. It really does to me. This is the one that I would recommend for spring. Then for summer, I know you saw this coming. This is my Tom Ford Soleil de Blanc. Sun in a bottle. Sun in a bottle. I can't wait to get a bigger size and cry over the amount of money that I spent. And then the last one that I just truly have to recommend, because I think this could work for both seasons, is the Rihanna Rebel Floor. I really am thankful that I had not tried this earlier, because the amount of times that I would have repurchased this in my lifetime would probably be gross, because this smells so good, and this is definitely going to be a scent that I'm going to want to keep in my collection. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Now you guys know what is in my medicine cabinet, the fragrances that I am going to be reaching for during the day, outside of course of sampling other fragrances, because I do tend to sample like when I'm at home, just because I want to make sure it don't smell too funky, okay? Because ain't nobody want to leave their house smelling funky. And I also I broke a fragrance transporting my winter fragrances. So fun. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sound off down below any of your favorite scents that I talked about, or if you have any fragrances that you would recommend to me, please comment down below. I'm really enjoying this fragrance journey alongside my makeup journey, and I would love to hear from you all if you have any suggestions, recommendations, anything and everything in between. Alrighty guys, I will see you guys in my next video. It may be tomorrow, it just depends on how life goes. I did not say I did record this video. It will have been up on Wednesday, so I will have it linked down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.